Okay, so we have a 1500 point battle report for you today. I'm playing my Foot Eldar. You've seen it before, just a 1500 point version, so I only have one unit of these guys and one unit of Guardians. And I'm facing Imperial Guard. Look at all this stuff. Some crazy autocannon Hydra things there. A giant unit of like 50 guys. A tank that ignores cover. What kind of cheating is that? Awesome. Some other Hydras craziness there. A Chimera with Melta guys in there. Some weirdos with flamers over there. Pretty nasty. And my opponent also has 10 cavalry models somewhere that are going to be rolling to come on the board. Pretty impressive. So I am going first unless my opponent can steal initiative. So do you want to steal initiative? No. Okay, so Eldar is going first. We're fighting over two objectives. Objective number 1 back here. Objective number 2, a large Terminator base back there. And it is on to turn 1 for Eldar. Okay, rounding up top of turn 1 for Eldar. Not a great turn, man. Everything couldn't do anything with shooting. These guys, Fortune there, Guide on these guys. They just moved up and ran. The unit is actually sort of staggered up here, but because it's sort of rocky terrain, we've decided just to know that they're over here. I've just left them down there, but they're actually sort of scattered on this. This guy here fired into here, only got one glancing hit through, and it was stopped by cover, because there was tons of cover there, because I decided to hide behind cover myself. This guy over here fired at the Medusa that didn't have cover from here, but couldn't do anything to it, unfortunately. Missed with both of his shots. These snipers tried to fire at that Chimera, but again, got a couple of Rens in, but not enough to get armor 12. These guys were guided, fired them all at that Chimera. Got like a billion hits, but not a single glance out of all, I think 12 hits after guides, so that really sucked there. Yeah, this ran 6 inches, ran 4 inches. That was it. So yeah, not a great to mention. These guys fired a missile at that Medusa, had awesome cover, but we managed to get a single glance through, and with some luck, because it's open-topped, we managed to destroy its big guns. So that was a little stroke of luck there, but not a lot of hitting from other stuff. So on to, yeah, that is important though. On to bottom of turn 1. So rounding up, bottom of turn 1 for Imperial Guard. Not an amazing turn. What happened? A heavy bolter on that guy is still around. Fired into here, multi-laser from that, fired into here. Didn't do any wounds. Those autocannons fired into this unit of Wraithguard. They only got 1 wound. Well, my first wound that I put on was a single wound. I put it on Eldrad just because I'd rather have him test, because he has 3 wounds. He can survive the strength 7 over there. He actually failed his rerollable 3+, so he's down to 2 wounds now. The rest of the wounds I put on the regular unit, but nobody failed yet, so they're still doing okay there. That tank decided not to move or anything. I think he's just chilling. I think he likes the cover that he has from my dude over there. So those las cannons fired into here, fired on my target. Mercifully, only 1 las cannon and 1 missile from that unit managed to connect. Only one of them wounded. No, sorry, none of them wounded, because the las cannon needed 3+, the other one needed 4+. They didn't roll high enough to wound. So he sort of breathes a sigh of relief over there. And that is it. So we're on to turn 2 for Eldar. Back in a bit. That's what the field looks like there. Okay, so rounding up top of turn 2 for Eldar. Fortune on... who did I fortune? I fortuned the Avatar eventually. And then fortuned on these guys here. Sorry, no. I fortuned this guy back here. I fortuned him, fortuned the squad. They moved up, ran 6 inches, moved up, ran 4 inches a different direction. These guys kind of shifted this way. I'm slowly making my way towards that objective on that side of the board there. In the meantime, a pretty good shooting phase. Missiles from this guy managed to wreck that thing. The squad popped out. Warwalkers fired at that squad, killed about half of them, and they ran away from leadership. We actually doomed the guys that were back there. There's only a couple dudes remaining back there. So the snipers fired there. A single missile got a direct hit in there. Killed them down to 2 guys. They passed their pinning. They passed their leadership check, though. This guy over here just exploded that Medusa. I decided to try to get it out of my way. So it's actually a crater supposed to be over there. So that just exploded. The explosion clipped 1 guy, but I don't think the guy... I think he passed his save over there. So I've kind of cleared out those things, because that thing's a wreck now. The Medusa was a crater. And that is it. So we just kind of fired at this side of the board. We didn't do too much else. So it's on to bottom of turn 2. We're going to see if those cavalry rounding up bottom of turn 2 for Imperial Guard. What happened? Shooting into this squad, basically everything that could, almost everything that could, fired into here. AP4 strength 6 blast into there. AP4 strength 7 shooting from there. These guys just bravely charged forward, flamer into the guard, but we just passed all our saves. And that was it. Over here, some shooting from the las cannons and missile unit. Fired into this guy, got one cover save through, but he did have fortune. I made my first cover save though, so the fortune was of no use on this guy in the end. But at least I kept him behind for cover. And that was it. We continued to advance forward. The cavalry did not show up, unfortunately. They rolled a 2 for reserves, but maybe they will come in next turn. So it is top of turn 3 for Eldar. Okay, so rounding up top of turn 3 for Eldar. Fortune on the squad. Fortune on the avatar. Doom on Strawn's squad, but I ended up not shooting at them. However, I did it as a preemptive Doom, because I think there's a good chance they might charge me, because they have power weapons. They want to make use of them against my my non-invulnerable save, Wraithguard. So I'm trying to preempt that.
Only Strachan has the
only Strachan, eh? Okay, well maybe that was unnecessary then. But what do we do? Shooting from these guys, blew away one of those 2 guys, so I wasted my Melta from the Avatar. Just to clean him off the board, just to get rid of him. Killed him with there, because I got in position there. This guy over here managed to explode. Only the missile was in range, but he managed to explode the vehicle that was here. Explosion went far enough to kill one guy there, so no big deal there. This guy over here fired with cover against that other Hydra flak turret there. Again, only the missile was in range. Got through, but... oh no, sorry, missed. Missed completely. These guys just moved up and fired Wraith Cannons. 7 Wraith Cannons. These guys back here were not in range. These guys were in range of that vehicle. And we managed to blow off its big gun and make it so he can't shoot. But he's still able to move. He's still got a heavy bolter for future turns. And these guys actually had no targets left to shoot at with the missiles, so that was they just chilled out over here. Warwalkers fired. 2 were in range, firing with massive cover over that stuff into this squad of dudes. They were just 2 guys were in range. Killed I think 5 or 6 guys, or yeah, maybe 6 dudes or something, but that was it. And that is it. So on to the bottom of turn 3 for Imperial Guard. We're going to see if those cavalry find each other. Okay, middle of bottom of turn 3, because there is an interesting combat starting. Strachan and a bunch of dudes are charging into the Wraithguard. They are going to try to charge in to beat me down here. What else happened on the turn? Shooting from the Hydra flak turret, 72-inch range, into these guys. Luckily, they did have squadron cover against it. So 2 glancing hits only, so not too great dice rolling on the Hydra, but glancing hit got through on this guy, and this guy cannot shoot. Shooting from that squad, those guys were too far away to get orders from Strachan this time, so they just fired normally. Couldn't get any wounds through to force any cover saves on me though, so this guy's tough customer this game. The cavalry still did not show up, so we're still waiting for them to show up. And that was about it. That thing couldn't shoot, so it just moved and hid behind the building even more. So on to see what happens in this combat. Back in a bit. Okay, rounding up that combat. So Strawn just like strength 7 because he's furious charging, strength 6 normally kills 3 guys, but they got to make their attacks. Eldrad just slaughters 2 guys outright. 1 more guy dies because I put a few attacks into him from the Wraithguard. And then we had 6 Wraithguard and 2 Witchblade attacks from the Warlock. And we only managed 1 wound on Strawn. We just kept missing with everything. And of course, Strawn passed it. So they actually beat us by 1 in combat, 4-3, but we took a fearless check, passed the armor save. So we're just tied up over here. So a pretty impressive round by Strawn. Kills 3 guys, plus another 4th Wraithguard died from just some wiener putting a 6+ save and me failing a double save. It's pretty cool. And on to top of turn 4. Okay, just a mid-top of turn 4 wrap-up. Avatar's finally in combat on the opposite side of the board. Melted into one of these guys, killed him, and then charged them because he went 6 inches smashing through everything, so that's why. Monstrous creature, extra dice there. Combat continues over here. Missile from that Wraithlord into here and wrecked this guy. This Wraithlord failed his Wraith Sight. So that guy passed Wraith Sight because it was the first turn that they weren't in range to be Spiritseered. Passed Wraith Sight, failed Wraith Sight. So he just does nothing this turn. Doesn't do a heck of a lot. These guys moved out 6, fired into that squad there, caused 6 saves. Did anyone die from that unit there? 6 saves? 4 guys died. Okay, so not even that big of a number there. These guys tried to fire at that squad that was there, but they were just out of range to even get any shots. They're going to be not a factor of the rest of the game. But I'm keeping them nearby in case something happens to these guys. They couldn't even shoot anything because there's just too much blocking stuff in between there. But I'm happy with that because at least they'll be safe. And combat continues. So rounding up this turn, what happened to these combats? Strawn still alive. I killed 2 of his guys, put 2 wounds into him. He only managed to kill 1 Wraithguard, but he passed 3 of his fearless armor saves despite having 1 wound. He's a thug. He just refuses to go down. So we're going to have to consolidate piling around him into there. Avatar, no surprise, chopped those 2 guys down. Actually only killed 2, but the last guy ran and he just chopped him down and consolidated 2 inches. But unfortunately he is ready to be shot now and he doesn't have Fortune on him, so we're going to see what happens there. And it is bottom of turn 4 coming up for Imperial. Okay, so mid-bottom of turn 4 wrap-up, because there is a combat starting. These guys finally showed up. They charged the Avatar. In the meantime, Avatar took a laser light show, disco lights on, firing laser beams at him from here, pistols from here. Took only 2 saves from all that shooting, and he passed both of his saves. So he is fresh going against these guys. However, he does not have Fortune, because I couldn't Fortune him last round, of course. So, combat over here. Combat continues over here. Not a lot of shooting left. These guys, the last cannons, everything that's left fired into the Avatar, but, you know, so be it. We're on to okay, combat. So rounding up bottom of turn 4. Combat over there. 2 wounds on the Avatar. Killed 3 guys. They were fearless. 1 more guy died there. Over here, the world, unimaginable disaster, as I needed these guys to just kill this stupid Strachan, but Eldrad only got 1 hit. He made his 5+ invulnerable against the wound that he caused. These guys got no hits on him. Not a single hit out of these. Oh no, sorry, he got 1 wound through on him, which of course he made, and then he killed 1 guy. So we actually, you know, lost combat, but of course fearless, who just made a save. So now we're stuck here. We can't use our 3rd power. Incredibly annoying. Otherwise, I just would have consolidated there and just fortuned again, double fortune. So I just keep getting, you know, some tough luck there. But we're still in a decent position. We're going to try to fight it out. Top of turn 5 coming up. So rounding up, top of turn 5, Fortune on those guys, dooming on these guys, and Eldrad and his squad finally managed to kill Strachan. Eldrad couldn't hit, the Witchblade couldn't hit, but 2 of these guys got wounds through, and Strachan failed 1 of them. Over here, Avatar just cleaved through 4 guys. They couldn't cause any wounds to him. They lost combat by, I think, 4. Failed a bunch of armor saves because they're fearless. And we're still locked in with this guy. What else happened? Warwalkers moved over there, fired into here, killed like 7 guys. Missile from that guy over there killed a few more guys over here, but not enough to force a panic check yet. There's still like 30 guys here. That guy fired in his vehicle that had cover, got a penetration through, but he made his cover save just because this thing's still alive technically. So on to bottom of turn 5. Those guys up there had nothing to shoot at, They're just chilling, holding the objective. Okay, rounding up top of turn 5. Sorry, bottom of turn 5 for Imperial Guard. This thing just came over here, heavy flamer into here, hit everybody, caused 3 saves, but they passed them all with fortune. Over there, those guys decided to charge in the Avatar. They're tired of taking shots from the Warwalkers, so they charged in. Only about half the unit could fight him. Avatar only killed 2 guys in that unit. They didn't put any wounds into him successfully, though. He passed his 1 armor save and 1 invulnerable he had to make from a power weapon. Those guys are stubborn 9, though, so they stuck around. This guy over here finally crumbled away. And that was it. So we're going to see if the game ends. Do you want to roll it up? On a 1 or 2, the game will end. Oh, it ends, man. 1-0 for the Eldar. Thanks for the game. Appreciate it. You know, Avatar manages to hold that objective there at the end, or contest it, rather. And objective held over here. Thanks for the game, man.